Hi, this is the Blissed Out Chef. This is Laurel, and I'm over at my friend's house today because she wants to make frittata. So she's a busy woman and she's got a business and she doesn't always have time to make breakfast for herself in the morning. And this is something that you've seen me do on Facebook. You've seen my frittatas, pictures of all the frittatas. I do them many times during the week. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're not going to be using regular cheese. We're going to be using goat cheese. And we've chopped up all these beautiful, lovely, fresh, organic ingredients that she got at the farmer's market to add to our frittata. So what I have done is I've taken this cast iron pan and I've rubbed it down with a little bit of olive oil. Now mind you, she has this very well seasoned, and I've added some grass-fed butter. And we're just going to turn on the heat. We're going to let this warm up for a second. And I have about a dozen eggs that we have carefully beaten up. Here we go. We're going to let that heat for a minute. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to pour the eggs into this fry pan. Now I have taken the fry pan before we started filming and I sort of moved it around a little bit so that the butter will be getting on the sides as well. And the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm going to pour this egg mixture in. This is the perfect size because the eggs are halfway up the pan, which is exactly what you want because it's going to leave room for other things to go in there. So we have some beautiful organic mushrooms and onions, which I've already salted and peppered. And we're just going to put some of that in there as our base. Okay, and what I usually do, we've got all kinds of lovely ingredients in here. This is going to be wonderful. We're just going to throw this whole thing in here. Then we're going to throw in some of this turkey bacon, which is a little bit of extra protein. It's got a nice smoky flavor. There we go. We're going to throw in a little bit of this goat cheese Gouda, which is lovely. So we're trying to get a few extra carbohydrates in there and just, you know, pump this up nutrition-wise. So she's got some Asian yams that she boiled and she had already cooked. So we're just going to sort of throw this in. You can put almost anything in a frittata. So starting off with a little bit of cheese on the base, then I want to put a little bit, sometimes I use spinach. We're going to use a little Swiss chard this time. And I've got the heat on medium. And we also have a little bit of culinary lavender, which is going to give this a nice little different flavor. And I can already smell it in my hands. And what we usually do with spices when I'm in the kitchen at work is rub it between your hands so it releases the oils. So at this point I'm going to shut off the flame because the rest of this is going to cook in the oven. Okay, we also have some chives, and what we're going to do now after we put the Swiss chard in, we're going to put the last layer of the cheese on.
The tomatoes?
Yep, that's going to go in too. The tomatoes are going to go in. They're going to be the last thing because that's the thing that's going to give this the color pop. Now this is such a great thing to have and to make on hand. You can always make a slice, and it's beautiful when it's done. So we're just going to layer some of these. This is the last of the beautiful seasonal tomatoes. We're just going to layer this on top. There you go. That's it.
Chives.
We're going to put the chives in. This is going to be so pretty when it's done. This is going to take about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. Set your timer. If the middle feels soft, leave it in a little bit longer. Set the timer for another 10 minutes. Okay, oops. We also had, which I just dropped, some little bit of jalapeno peppers that were growing outside in her garden. There we go. Just to add a little bit more heat or sweetness. Here's a little bit of chives. Take a look at this from the overhead view. This is gorgeous. And when this is done in the oven, she's going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices of this that'll last for a week for a quick, easy, nutritious breakfast. So this is the Blissed Out Chef. This is a great morning recipe, great anytime recipe. You can have breakfast for dinner. This is the bomb. This is it. Frittata made in Susan's kitchen. Namaste.